I with the Allies because they had Germany as their enemy and wanted their territory back. Also, they weren't a strong country, but their troops never participated, they just helped the Allies.
Before World War I, China was way behind in government system, which affected their economy and other factors and their chance of being an advanced country. This affecting the country in a negative way by dividing the territories into communists and nationalists.
Before the war, women had no rights or own property. They couldn't study or have a vote. During the China Revolution, women were running greater since the communist power wanted new ideas, and the women were taking control since men were at war. After the war, modern China women unemployment was an issue, since men were taking over every job. But on the bright side, women started to take over important schools and jobs in order to show men they can work as hard.
Chinese ethnic minorities during the war were mostly against Muslims, most even more than the Japanese. They believed that they were superior to any other race, but only to the East Asians.
Chinese freedom of information was pretty big. Political programs were allowed to be published in the newspaper as well as to publish conflicts or things that were going in the government as well as in other countries.
During the war, propaganda was really strong. This was used as a way to manipulate people's thinking and their ways of acting and doing things.
After the war and nowadays, the Great Firewall stopped information from influencing the Communist Party in order to block information and be a more balanced country by protecting and controlling the social media.
China didn't attend the Treaty of Versailles. They refused the treaty. They supported the Allies with the consequence that they will get Shandong back, that was taken by Germany, but it was transferred to Japan.
China officially joined the war on July 7 of 1937. They were part of the Allies as a minor member. The reason that they joined was because the Japanese attacked and tried to take them over to Manchuria.
They fought more than 50 battles. They were most known by their aircrafts. They fought in the Western Front, the Pacific Theater, and the Indian Theater.
The Nanjing Massacre was a battle between China and Japan. It consisted in a mass murder and mass rape by Japanese to the people of Nanjing. The strategy used by Chinese was the scorched earth policy.
The Battle of West Yunnan was between China and Japan. This battle was an invasion from Japan to West Yunnan and a series of consecutive Chinese counterattacks.
In the Cold War, China was allied with the Soviet Union, but then they started to lean more with the US because of their economical interests.
China was invited to the Comic-Con in the late 1950s, but after a couple of meetings, China stopped attending to the Comic-Con meetings in 1961.
China never participated in the Marshall Plan because they were communists 100%. The US didn't put them in consideration because the US knew the communists would not join the Marshall Plan.
Some of the proxy wars in which China was part of were the Vietnam War, the First and Second Indochina Wars, and the Malayan Emergency. And not only in this, there were many more, and mostly in all of the proxy wars because they were allied to the USSR, so they participated in mostly all of their proxy wars.
China had a governmental change in the Cold War. The Soviet Union's communism made its way into China by Mao Zedong, a revolutionary leader which defeated the nationalist government led by Chiang Kai-shek, resulting in a government for China. After the Cold War, China grew massively for demand and for production because of the lower cost in materials.
On December 10, 1948, at the United Nations General Assembly, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted. One of the countries voting in favor was China. The Chinese quoted it in the 29th Olympics, held in Beijing. The declaration sets forth the ideal in Article 32, which says, in part, everyone has the right to work, to free the choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work and protection against unemployment, to just and favorable remuneration ensuring for himself and his family an existence worthy of human dignity. China does not do that since they are communists. They also force mothers to abort their children. This is an absolute violation of the human rights article.